Summer 2022 has been dubbed the summer of chaos by travel officials. Travelers are seeing delayed and canceled flights at much higher rates. Many thought air traffic controls was the main culprit, but research by the Department of Transportation shows that airlines are causing most of the delays. Summer travel numbers are almost back to pre-pandemic levels, but the efficiency hasn't rebounded as quickly.
I've had, two flights canceled and one delayed. Yeah, all within the last 1 year. It was bad weather, and then the crew had maxed out their hours. So we needed a totally new crew, and they didn't have one. So the flight was completely canceled.
Solomon Garba takes flight details with a grain of salt. After 2 stalled takeoffs and 1 cancellation, the fear of delays follows him every time he books.
Just hope things get better. Hope things get better. Pray for better times.
Garba isn't the only passenger running into delays and cancellations. It's a nationwide issue. Only 7 months into 2022, and flight cancellations have already surpassed the entire year of 2021. Nearly 20% of all flights are delayed and about 2% are canceled, which may not seem like a lot, but 20% is about 20,000 stalled flights.
Our Consumer Protection Office has been overwhelmed with complaints that they are working their way through right now.
Pete Buttigieg, the U.S. Secretary of Transportation, says the number of flight delays and cancellations was disappointing following Memorial Day weekend. But he says that's because staff still can't keep up with increased demand.
Look, it is a good piece of news. It's great news that passengers have the income and the inclination to take trips that they wouldn't or couldn't a year ago, 2 years ago. We're glad to see the demand back, but now we need to make sure the system can meet that demand.
Jim Caldwell at the Baton Rouge Metro Airport says the airlines are overwhelmed.
It's multiple factors. Demand came back a little more quickly than many airlines had anticipated, and they had to spool up again. Aircraft that were mothballed had to be equipped to fly again. Of course, there's staffing shortages, particularly among pilots, and that's exacerbated things.
Baton Rouge's air travel report shows that 98% of flights are on time, with a cancellation rate of almost 2%, which is above the national average. Other airports are seeing a 3 to 4% cancellation rate, with only 85% of flights arriving on time.
As far as the cancellation rate, airlines generally, hope to keep it at 2% or under, or in that range, and now they're closer in recent months, closer to the 3 to 4% range. But as far as on-time performance, usually you're in the mid to high 80s. Now it's been running closer to 80% based on the most recent DOT, Department of Transportation numbers for the past 12 months.
There are other factors contributing to delayed and canceled flights that don't have to do with staffing. Extreme weather came in at number 2, while security concerns came in 3rd.
Now the airlines, of course, need to step up and service the tickets that they sell.
Secretary Buttigieg says that airlines are starting to see some improvements. Southwest hired more staff than they did before the pandemic. Delta Airlines said that they hired 18,000 people since last year. Caldwell says that it may take some time, but airlines and travel chaos will eventually die down.
I think people going forward will find that it's going to improve, and even with the drop off in recent months in performance.
The U.S. Secretary of Transportation says they are working closely with airlines to ensure more efficient travel.